Hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jules Brooks of Studio Jules Art. The other day on Instagram and Facebook, I posted a picture of this mess. And several of you were kind of like, well, it's not that messy. I can still see some of your tabletop. Well, yeah, you can, but you couldn't see all the floor. So I also had some questions about how I organize my studio. And 75% of the time, my studio is very organized. I'm one of those fabric dyers and quilters that cannot create if my studio's a mess. I know I'm a rare breed. I have lots of friends that cannot create unless their studio is a mess. They have to have that chaos around them to be creative. I have to have the neatness around me to be creative. And I have some classes coming up that I'm going to teach, and I need to get ready for them, so I need to clean up this mess. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on cleaning my studio, and I'm going to take you along with me. And I'm going to show you how I organize. I'm going to tell you about the cabinets and my table and how I organize my studio, because I'm in a small space. I'm in a bedroom that's probably 10 by 12 or maybe 12 by 12, something like that. So I just want to take you along, show you what I have, show you how I organize, and I hope it will help you be able to organize in your studio and give you some ideas. And at the bottom of this video, if you have questions, tag me. Put your questions out there. Let's network. Let's work it out. Let's see what we can do to help you in your studio. I'll be back in just a minute. Hi again. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is put away this fabric. When I was in Dallas a few weeks ago, I went to my favorite wholesaler, which is Moda United Notions, and shopped the warehouse and got fabric for dyeing, some other fabric that's by Zen Chic that I just fell in love with. So I'm going to get this put up into my fabric cabinet. So you see it here. In a minute you're going to see it on the floor, because I'm going to sit down on the floor and show you how I organize my bolts of fabric. Okay, so here I am on the floor. This right here, let me see if I can turn this, is one of my fabric cabinets. These are, I've got 3 of them. These are Billy bookcases from IKEA. When I started planning out my studio a couple of houses ago, I did a lot of research and found that the Billy bookcase is the perfect width for a bolt of fabric. So I bought the Billy bookcases. Perfect for a bolt of fabric, perfect for folded fabric. I even have some cute little totes that I put in, and this one's coming out because I need that space. And it's full of, well, you can't see very well, but it's full of hand-dyed pearl cotton. Yeah, I love hand-dyed pearl cotton. But right now I'm going to pull out what is in the bottom of this side of the case, because it's just scrap fabric, and line up all my fabrics in the bottom of this case. I'm now going to flip my camera around so you can see what my cases look like. I've got more fabric to put in my middle bookcase that are my normal fabrics to take to shows and to list online. And I have them in bins right now because I had a show in December and I just haven't had time to put them up yet. But I like to keep them stored in these cabinets instead of in the bins that I take them into the shows, because I like to keep them dust free. Now, when I purchased these Billy book cabinets, I purchased the glass front doors, and that way I can see all my fabrics. They're protected from the dust, and my threads, which are over in another cabinet, are also protected by dust. Because, as any of you may know or may not know, try to get where that light is not right in your eyes, dust is not good for your fabric or your thread, especially your thread. If your thread gets dusty, then you have a hard time with it, the dust, messing up the tension on your sewing machine. And then it gets down in the dog feeds and can gunk up your dog feeds. So you want to keep your thread protected. And so that's why I keep mine in this glass front case. Plus it's really colorful. Let me show you. Let me flip my camera around. Here we go. Okay, I'm sorry it's kind of dark right here, but I closed that blind so the light's not in everybody's eyes. But you can see I bought the June Taylor thread caddies, thread shelves from Joann Fabric. And I just attached them to the back of this cabinet. And you can see I have more thread than I have space. So here's all my embroidery thread. My cotton sewing thread is up top. There's my silk thread. But that's how I organize my thread. Now coming over here, I've got my commercial fabrics. And down here where the shelves are empty, that's where these fabrics are going to go that I need to list. Now over in this cabinet, these are fabrics that I have listed online. And then I have some of my tools here. And then as we go down, there's the fabrics I just stored. Now you can see these are fabrics that I have taken to shows. And I've started putting a few of them in my cabinet. Here I've got half yards. Here I've got some fat quarters, and these are yards. So I know y'all don't want to watch me put these in the cabinet. So I just wanted to show you these bins are what I take to the shows. And I don't have room to store them in my studio, so I have to send them down to the basement between shows. And I've got a couple of months before my next show, so I need space in my studio. So anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, now you can see how nice and neat that looks. Sometimes I sort my fabrics by color, sometimes I don't. It just depends. For the most part, my hand dyes, I group them. The ones that I dyed together will be grouped together. So you'll see like all these reds and all the yellows. You'll see those grouped together because those were dyed together. So when I list them online or sell them at shows, I like those grouped together, but I like the other colors intermingled. So it kind of breaks it up. Okay, I'm getting hot. All this moving around is making me hot. I'm gonna take my scarf off. So I'm gonna show you now how I organize underneath my work table. And I'm gonna show you my work table. It's still messy on top. I still have some organization to do. But I want y'all to see how I have most of my organization, other than my fabric, how I have most of my organization in my studio. So, okay, so here's the top of my table. And my table is a custom-made table. I designed it, and my ex-husband and his son made it for me one year for Christmas. Now, I know lots of you are drooling. Yes, those are metal flat files. And I painted them white because white and blue are my favorite colors. I know white's not a color, but yeah, white and blue. So what I have done, besides lose one of the knobs, is I've labeled them, and I haven't finished labeling them, but like this one has my rulers, my rotary cutters, the pearl cotton that I use when I baste quilts, my hang tags for my clothes. This is work in progress, some of my paper piecing projects, notepad for my notes, and some other things that I've started working on. Down here is more paper piecing projects that I'm working on. And then I've got my wooden and plastic embroidery hoops. And then I also have some stiff stabilizer in here. And then on down, those are my embroidery hoops for my Bernina embroidery module. And then the ones down lower, I have just blank sheets of vellum and some patterns from some of the quilts that I have created in the past years. So when we walk on around to this side, this is my ironing station, and it is separate from my table. And to get this table in and out of rooms, it's in 2 pieces. So you can see right here where the seam is, and it's bolted together underneath. So I've got all my beads in here, and then when we go down, I've got all my metals, and then these are my Teflon ironing sheets for when I do applique work. And then we go on down, and I've got my lace and fibers, my sewing travel kit and blue tape. Really, that's not what's in that drawer because I just switched it. These are my class kits. So I teach the wave piecing class, and then I also teach an applique class, and I'm teaching it next month in Lubbock in January 17th, I believe, in Lubbock at Patty's Heart Quilt Shop. So I get these art bins. It's by Art Bin. These are about 2 inches deep, and they fit just perfect in here. And I need to get more because I have more classes coming up. But you can see how I have those labeled in there. And I just lucked into those. My ex-husband's company went digital with the CAD and quit using their flat files, and so I was able to adopt them. I was a lucky duck. So then I have my Elfa rolling stand here that has all my just knick-knack stuff that I need near here next to my ironing station, or my fusibles, my Misty Fuse. I love Misty Fuse. And then down here are my bindings. So when I need a little bit of binding for a little quilt, or I've made a lot of binding, I've got them down here, ready to use. Up in this closet, things I don't use very much, fabrics I don't use very much are up here, like organdy, minky. I've got my hand-dyed cheesecloth up here. And then I have other, fused fabrics that I haven't used in a while, and some other things. And then I have other things stored in this closet. Over here on this side, my wonderful Bernina. I love my Bernina. I have this little stand that I got at the Container Store that I keep my miscellaneous tools, needles, bobbins, my scissors, and my other just little things that I use all the time, all my feet and some cleaning stuff. So I just keep those all right here. Now over here, my serger can go on top of here, or I can set up my machine with the embroidery module over here. This is also a light box. I have another solid top that can go here where I can set up my embroidery module here on my Bernina. Hi, I hope you've enjoyed the tour of my studio. I have enjoyed showing it to you. I love working in my studio, and I hope you enjoy working in yours too, and that you wake up in the mornings going, let me go to the studio. I don't want to do housework, and I don't want to clean, and I don't want to cook. I just want to be in the studio. That's the way I feel a lot of days. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, and please add your comments at the bottom. I am going to put links below this video. One is for my VIP membership club. You will receive a 25% off coupon for my shop, and it is good for my Etsy shop. And when I get my new website up, it will be good for my new website. And my new website hopefully will be done the end of this month or sometime in February. Is going to be Hand Dyes by Jules. Now, if you just want to sign up for Hand Dyes by Jules to get notifications for when it is up, go to Hand Dyes by Jules, Jules, and sign up, and you'll just get information. So I will put both those links in the below this video. But please, give me your comments. I want to hear what you think of my studio. If you know of any resources for other people, put them in the comments. Let's help each other out. I love networking with my friends and being able to hear what you think and ideas about your studio. So have a blessed day, have a good day, and enjoy your day in your studio. Bye.